Virtual TV.
So, you know, it's no mean feelings and no hard feelings. We just having fun. That's all we do. I mean, what's the point? Look, Jabari and Garfield, what's the point of doing this if it's not fun?
Virtual TV. We're just here having fun.
Shut up, old man. I ain't going nowhere.
Uh-oh.
And why don't you tell all these nice folks why you've been ducking me? Politics, man. This country wants to keep me down. Keep everybody weak. They don't want a man like me to have the title because I'm not a puppet like that fool up there.
That's what it is. But here we go. Boom. So, here we go. Afrique. Uh-oh. What y'all know about Pascal Maria Amande Vizak of Castilla Macaya? What you know about this brother? About this man? You know who this man was? Hold on a second. Let me tell you who this man was. I don't have it in here. Ain't going deep and hard enough. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Can't beat me up. Here we go. Look at this. This is what he said.
Somebody get him some water, please.
Okay. The first thing you need to know about him is that his cousin was married to the second Secretary of State of the United States. The same office that Hillary Clinton used to occupy. His cousin by marriage also, Edward Livingston, who's the second Secretary of State for the United States of America.
Today, and my tiny little nipples went to France.
What did he just say?
Check the prompter.
He was the second Secretary of State. I'm sorry, not.
Mumbler! Seriously, I cannot understand a single word you're saying.
You want to claim Egypt, you want to claim being a king, you goddamn it start talking like one. Come out the closet with your scholarship and watch what I do to that. Okay? And I'm going to start calling people by names. Okay? I was respectful today. I will always keep it respectful. But you cannot be trying to make it appear, number one, as if you on my level. Number two, as if I don't know what I'm talking about. And then number three, as if you on my level.
Oh, my apologies.
And I'm not saying this to demean as scholars, we're always not 100% on. I get stuff wrong, we all do. It's just that I'm careful about how I speak. See, this is not about me being right all the time. I turned on
and I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. I like-a do the cha-cha. I'm sorry, we seem to be having some technical difficulties.
And so you're feeling the heat a little bit, but uh-oh.
All right, come on, let's keep talking.
Crazy, don't listen to him. The little man don't want to come to me. I come to you people and lay out the truth. I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best. But this bum been taking the easy matches, fighting other bums. I'm telling you and everybody here, I'll fight him anywhere, anytime, for nothing.
Uh-oh. Right? Look, let me tell you something. I'm not stupid. I know, but they always say never forget where you come from. I came from H.O.K. I came from Side-Netted TV. In ancient Egypt, what do they say about here you go. Now we're gonna go and deal with this. Okay? Watch this. Matter of fact, we're gonna deal with that. I'm gonna skip that. Here we go. Uh-oh. You want to claim Egypt, you want to claim being a king, you goddamn it start talking like one. By A. Moray. He was a professor at the what he said was when the king was being enthroned, it wasn't just cause look on the throne, right? Who is the hold on, right now. The reason people think that the reason why most of these so-called conscious people, I don't know the reason why they get upset when I talk about the ancient Egyptian kings enslaving people is because they don't understand the culture of ancient Egypt. They understand some of the stories. They know some of the stories, but they don't understand the culture. And the only way to understand the ancient Egyptians, you have to study the culture. And the culture was very closely related to the economics. But it's from the book, no, we were talking about something and he goes, yeah, well, you know what? He's like, well, look, he said, well, he said, I'm older than you. He said, I'm gonna show you how people do, what's that thing that, this is what he said. He says, right here, he says, right here, I hold it twice. Ewisharays no less surprisingly reports a portion of these legends about early domination by blacks. The black race ruled the globe. The blacks invaded southern Europe during prehistoric times. Their memory has been completely erased from our popular traditions. You want to claim Egypt, you want to claim being a king, you goddamn it start talking like one. What did Frances Cress Welsing say? She said the name of the game is chess. You got to know what side of the board you're playing. Uh-oh. What did Sinbosette the First leave on those stalers when he went to war with people? He refused to answer that question.
Still ain't gonna give it up.
No, I ain't giving that up. Okay? Yeah, bro. I'm gonna give it up. I'm gonna show you what was on that staler. You hit me tonight, right? Watch this. Upon Staler periods, he engraved for a valiant race the secret parts of a man. Accordingly, it says, for an ignoble race, that means those who didn't fight back on the Staler, he would draw a vagina. Check that out. If you fought back well, even if he defeated you, if you fought well, look what this African king did. If you fought well, and he defeated you, he would erect a stela, and on that stela, he would draw a penis and balls. That means you fought like men. If you just said, oh, we don't want to fight, just, we'll serve you, You know what he would draw on the stela? A pussy.
Get out while you can. Don't get a sucker no statue. Give him guts.
I ain't good. Now, you know what? As a treat to the people watching, and for you people who paid for it, there's a lot more coming in that particular course that they're not getting in this. So don't worry about the fact that people saw this. Okay? I just showed them this because, number one, I want to bring more people to the course. Number two, I need to show people the dichotomy in the Kemetic community. How you have one faction that's trying to get you to think about ancient Kemet one way, and this is your brother telling you no, it's bigger than that. Oh, matter of fact, you hit me for this tonight. For this? Hey, look, for this? Oh, you hit me. I'm telling you right now. I'm just letting you know. Okay. For all these years of watching me, but y'all better come to my channel and support me. For real. All these years, all this information I've been giving away for free for years. For years. Uh-oh. Okay? But, you know, just, you know, I'm doing this because I want people to understand how our history has really been fucked with. You can just hit me up, and I can't wait. Cause I'm gonna pick you off one by one on film and make you look stupid. Boom. I'm gonna be in so much trouble for this. You better hit me, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm dead ass, dude. Like motherfuckers gonna be looking at me like, yeah, I know they're gonna talk to me for about a week. I don't give a shit. Anyway, watch this. I wanted to have fun, you know. So hold on. Helena Field rhetoric about ancient Egypt. Look at what he says. Where do you think the white people learned it from? Slavery was an old institution in civilization. If white people were the last people to civilization, then they could have only have learned it from the first people who created civilization. He said this: the kindest race in the ancient world was that of the Egyptians. And if we direct our course to the Nile Valley 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, we shall find conditions there so humane that instances of pharaonic cruelty such as we have been shown in some recent film dramas will be seen at once to reflect the mentality of the producer and not that of the people he thought to portray. The Egyptians were seldom consciously cruel. They did not grind men to pulp under the wheels of their juggernauts. They did not lash their laboring serfs. They did not torture people. They did not callously inflict death upon anybody. In fact, they never did any of the things of this sort which the film producers are at such pains to present to us. And not only that, they had also become an elitist civilization. And as an elitist civilization, they felt that they were too good for war. Too good to go to war. Only to an extent. Because even that's debatable. This is a very warlike period in Egypt's history. Very warlike. In fact, it's putting the economy back in place. Now, from everything that I showed you prior to this, did that sound like the Egyptians we were looking at? Hell no. But that's the nature of ancient Egyptians that people want to push.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But I'm gonna show you. No, it's not. Hold on. I'm gonna show you where it came from. You gotta remember when he wrote that, 1925, which means that he was just building a quarter. He was just building a quarter of a century earlier off a 19th century Egyptian scholarship.
That he knew just what you know, but he said we can't give them that type of image. We gotta keep this. We gotta keep this.
No, I think it all depends on which Egyptians he was talking about, because as you progress through time, you gotta. But by the time Egypt fell, it was old. And what happens to people when they get old? They get past. That's what. So you gotta look at Egypt like a person. It went through stages. And there were certain stages when it was extremely warlike.
But you people ain't never gonna see that happen because he's gonna retire. You see, he don't fight no real man. He fight themselves.
So you can't get caught up in that stuff that was going on toward the end. Toward the end, they were beating broken people.
I told you I wasn't going away. You got your shot. Now give me mine. Why you get the hell on?
I needed to use you as, I guess, the antagonist.
You have to do the past.
I'm working here.
Listen.
The black race, long the most numerous, first overpowered and what? What did I say? Dominated the whites.
I'll ask a question.
What he's documenting is that when blacks and whites first met in history, the blacks dominated the whites, overpowered them, and had condemned them to slavery. And that the white man and woman, by multiplying, they broke the yoke of slavery, they broke the yoke of being enslaved on the black people, and then they used that as a justification to turn around and enslave their former masters. You want to claim Egypt, you want to claim being a king, you goddamn it, start talking like one. Or do like our ancestors did, take what we want, because that's what conquerors do. Isn't it? Isn't that what they do?
That's right.
Isn't that what kings do?
That's right.
If you're not willing to take, don't call yourself a king. If you're not willing to support your black man who is willing to take, don't call yourself a queen.
That's right.